Ever pondered how long it took to create the world we inhabit today? It's a question as old as time, and one that's been answered in countless ways throughout human history. One particularly enduring answer comes from a traditional interpretation of religious texts, which proposes a timeline of a mere 6 days. This is the six-day creation myth, a belief held by some that the entire cosmos, from the farthest stars to the deepest oceans, was crafted in just 6 literal 24-hour days. This belief originates from interpretations of ancient religious texts, most notably the book of Genesis in the Bible. Here, the creation of the world is described in a series of days, each marked by the divine proclamation, "And there was evening, and there was morning." The six-day creation myth is prevalent among certain religious groups who interpret these passages literally. For them, the world's existence is measured not in billions, but in thousands of years, and its creation was not a gradual process, but a rapid, divine act. It's important to note that this interpretation is not shared by all who follow these religious texts. There are many who view the six-day timeline as metaphorical, not literal. They argue that the term day in these ancient texts could represent a longer period of time, not necessarily a 24-hour day as we understand it today. This is the beauty of interpretation. It allows for a spectrum of beliefs, each holding its own significance and value for those who subscribe to them. And while these beliefs can often seem at odds with each other, they all seek to answer that age-old question: how did the world come to be? The six-day creation myth is a fascinating insight into our quest for understanding, a testament to the human need to make sense of the universe and our place within it. But as we'll see, there is another narrative to consider, one that does not come from ancient texts, but from the very rocks beneath our feet, the stars above our heads, and the life that surrounds us. Now let's delve into the scientific evidence that presents a different narrative. Let's delve deeper into the six-day creation narrative, focusing on one of the most profound elements of the story, the creation of Adam and Eve. According to the book of Genesis, after creating the heavens, the earth, and all living creatures, God fashioned the first man, Adam, from the dust of the ground and breathed life into him. In this narrative, Adam is the culmination of creation, the first human being made in the image and likeness of the divine. But Adam was not to be alone. While he was in a deep sleep, God took one of his ribs and fashioned the first woman, Eve. Together, Adam and Eve became the progenitors of all humankind. But what does this narrative mean? This story has been interpreted in many ways. Some see it as a literal account of human origins, while others interpret it metaphorically, viewing Adam and Eve not as historical figures, but as symbolic representations of mankind and womankind. Their creation from the same substance has been seen as a testament to human interconnectedness and equality. The breath of life given to Adam is viewed as a divine spark, a spiritual dimension that sets humans apart from other creatures. While this narrative cannot be verified through scientific methods, it holds deep spiritual and metaphorical significance for many. It speaks to questions of identity, purpose, and the nature of humanity itself. The story of Adam and Eve, like the six-day creation myth, is a testament to the human need for meaning and understanding, a narrative thread that weaves through both religious and scientific perspectives. Now let's turn our attention to a different narrative, one written not in ancient texts, but in the very fabric of our planet. Scene 3. A Geological Perspective. Geology, the study of the Earth's solid materials, reveals a vastly different timeline. The epic tale portrayed by our planet's geological record, one of epochs, not mere days. This narrative has been intricately woven into the very rocks under our feet, each layer representing a chapter in Earth's grand history. Reflect on rock formations for a moment. The process of rock formation, from sedimentation to lithification, takes millions, even billions of years. Sedimentary rocks, created from the compression of sand, clay, and other materials, function as nature's time capsules. They hold clues of the past, from ancient river flows to prehistoric plant life. Then there are the intriguing fossil records. These natural treasures serve as glimpses of life from different periods. Fossils of primitive, single-celled organisms can date back to approximately 3.5 billion years, while those of more complex life forms surfaced much later. The dinosaurs, for example, made their prominent entrance about 230 million years ago and left the stage a relatively brief 65 million years. How do we decipher all through a technique known as radiometric dating? This method measures the abundance of certain isotopes in rocks or fossils. As these isotopes decay at a steady rate, measuring their abundance allows us to estimate the age of the material. For instance, employing this method, scientists have determined the age of the oldest rocks on Earth to be approximately 4 billion years old. The Earth's crust unfolds like a patchwork quilt of geological events, each piece bearing witness to the passage of time on a scale far grander than a simplistic 6 days. From the gradual movement of continental plates to the sudden, impressive birth of mountains, geology illustrates a portrait of an Earth that has been continually changing, evolving, and maturing over billions of years. Without doubt, the geological evidence suggests an Earth significantly older than a simplistic 6-day creation timeline. Scene 4, Life's Timeline. Evolutionary biology, too, paints a picture of gradual development millions of years. When we delve into the mysteries of life on Earth, we find ourselves in the middle of a grand epic of evolution that has unfolded over billions of years. This story isn't etched in stone, but is written in the bones and genes of every creature that has ever lived. Let's begin with the fossil records. These are like a time capsule, preserving snapshots of life from different eras. From the ancient trilobites that once ruled the seas, to the towering dinosaurs that roamed the Earth, to the first hominids who kindled the spark of humanity, fossils tell us that life has been persistently evolving, adapting, and diversifying over an immense span of time. There's a continuous thread of life that weaves through the tapestry of time, connecting us to the very first life forms that emerged billions of years ago. Now let's turn to genetics. Our DNA, the blueprint of life, carries within it the echoes of our past. By comparing the DNA of different species, scientists can trace back the branches of the tree of life to their common roots. Genetic studies have revealed that humans share about 98% of our DNA with chimpanzees, our closest living relatives. This suggests that we share a common ancestor who lived millions of years ago, far beyond the scope of a 6-day creation. Furthermore, our bodies bear the marks of our evolutionary journey. For instance, the appendix, once useful to our leaf-eating ancestors, but now largely redundant in humans, is a testament to the slow and gradual process of evolution. In conclusion, the evidence from evolutionary biology paints a picture of life that has been gradually evolving over billions of years, not instantaneously created in 6 literal days. This timeline, dictated by the fossils beneath our feet and the genes within our cells, stands in stark contrast to the 6-day creation narrative. Thus, the timeline proposed by evolutionary biology also contradicts the 6-day creation myth. Scene 5. The universe's age. The celestial bodies above us narrate a story of a cosmos far older than just 6 days. As we gaze upon the night sky, we aren't solely beholding distant suns, but journeying back through time. You may ask, how is this possible? The answer lies in the speed of light. Light doesn't travel instantly. It possesses a speed, albeit an exceedingly rapid one, set at approximately 186,000 miles per second. When we observe a star that's a million light-years distant, we're viewing the light that embarked from that star a million years prior. We're in essence peering into the bygone epochs. Now let's delve into redshift. This principle asserts that celestial objects are retreating from us, and as a result, the light they emit takes on a redder hue. This is attributed to the Doppler effect, the same principle that alters an ambulance's siren pitch as it zooms past. This shift towards the red end of the spectrum signals that the universe is expanding. But what is the correlation between an expanding universe and its age? A man named Edwin Hubble, the namesake of the renowned space telescope, discerned a relationship between the distance of galaxies from us and their redshift. The farther a galaxy, the more its light is redshifted. From this observation, Hubble inferred that the universe is expanding omnidirectionally, akin to a balloon being inflated. If we trace this expansion backward, akin to rewinding a movie, we arrive at a moment when all matter in the universe was condensed into a singular point. This instant, known as the Big Bang, signifies the inception of our universe. Estimations based on the expansion rate propose that this event transpired around 13.8 billion years ago. Thus, when we stare at the stars, we're witnessing a universe that has been evolving for billions of years, rather than just few days. The galaxies, with their redshifted light, present us with a universe that has been enlarging for an unfathomable span time. Astrophysical evidence, too, refutes the 6-day creation tale, suggesting instead a universe that spans billions of years. Scene 6. Reconciling science and faith. How then can we reconcile these scientific findings with our faith? a question that many of us grapple with as we navigate the intricate path between science and faith. One way to reconcile these seemingly opposing views is through the lens of metaphorical interpretation. Many religious scholars interpret the 6 days of creation mentioned in religious texts not as literal 24-hour periods, but as metaphorical periods of time. This interpretation allows for a more fluid understanding of the creation narrative, one that can accommodate the vast timescales suggested by scientific research. Consider this. The term day could be a metaphorical expression, encompassing long epochs of time. This interpretation aligns with the concept of divine days, where one day for the divine could mean thousands, millions, or even billions of years for us. This perspective provides a bridge, a point of convergence between the accounts of religious texts and the geological, biological, and astronomical timelines by science. But there's more to it than just timelines. At its core, this reconciliation is about understanding the roles that science and faith play in our lives. Science seeks to explain the how. It unravels the mechanisms, the processes that shape our universe. It gives us the tools to understand the world, to predict and influence outcomes, to innovate and create. On the other hand, faith gives us the why. It provides a framework for understanding our existence, our purpose. It offers solace, guidance, and a sense of belonging. It serves as the moral compass guiding our actions, and in fact, science and faith can be seen as two sides of the same coin. Both are human attempts to make sense of our existence, to find meaning in the chaos. They are not necessarily in opposition, but rather they can coexist, complementing and enriching each other. In the end, it's about harmonizing our understanding of the natural world with our spiritual beliefs. It's about finding a balance, a place where scientific discovery and spiritual faith can coexist, each illuminating the other in its own unique way. Let's now consider a different perspective on creation, one that reconciles the apparent age of the universe with the creation narrative. In religious texts, when Adam was created, he was not a newborn, but an adult. This suggests a concept of inbuilt age. If Adam were subjected to modern scientific tests, such as carbon dating or DNA analysis, he would not register as a newly created being. Instead, his physical form would suggest he was, for example, 40 years old at the time of his creation. Similarly, suppose we apply this concept of inbuilt age to the universe and all living things. In that case, we might interpret that they were created in a state of maturity, with an apparent age, just like Adam. This perspective allows for a universe that appears billions of years old, but was created in a state of maturity. This perspective offers a fresh way to reconcile scientific findings with the creation narrative, adding another layer to the rich tapestry of human understanding. It's a testament to the multifaceted nature of truth and the myriad ways we can approach and understand it. Let's wrap up with some fascinating facts that tie into our exploration of creation myths and scientific evidence. The oldest known religious texts are the pyramid texts of ancient Egypt, dating back to around 2400 to 2300 BC. These ancient scriptures provide some of the earliest insights into human beliefs about creation and the nature of the universe. Now, let's shift our perspective from human history to the history of our planet. The oldest rocks on Earth, located in western Greenland, are about 3.8 billion years old. These ancient stones offer a silent testament to the Earth's long and complex geological history. If we delve even deeper, we find the oldest fossils, tiny microbes, are about 3.5 billion years old. Even in this microscopic form, life has shown a remarkable ability to endure and thrive over billions of years. And not to forget our own achievements, the oldest human-made structures are the Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, dating back to about 9,600 to 8,800 BC. These structures bear witness to the dawn of human civilization and our inherent drive to create and leave our mark on the world. These facts highlight the vast timescales we're dealing with when discussing the age of the universe, the Earth, and human civilization. It's a reminder of our small, yet significant place in the grand scheme of things. Let's delve into some intriguing facts from the Bible that tie into our exploration of creation myths and scientific evidence. The Bible's creation account in Genesis 1 describes a firmament, or expanse, separating the waters above from the waters below. Some interpret this as a reference to the atmosphere and the hydrosphere, revealing an ancient understanding of the Earth's structure. Moving forward, the day-age interpretation of Genesis suggests that each day of creation could represent an age or epoch. This interpretation potentially aligns the biblical account with scientific timelines of Earth's formation and the emergence of life. But here's a contrasting fact. The Bible's genealogical accounts, if taken literally, suggest an Earth that is about 6,000 years old. This starkly contrasts with scientific estimates, which place the Earth's age at around 4.5 billion years. These interesting facts highlight the diverse interpretations and debates surrounding the Bible's creation account. It's a reminder of the rich, ongoing dialogue between faith and science, and our ceaseless quest to understand our origins and our place in the universe.